everybody. I'm Steph.
Hi, Michael.
Today we're checking out our top 10 of October. What day is it again?
This is November. And so we learned
Okay.
in October
Yeah.
2022.
Yes.
So, as we usually say at the start of these streams, these are not games that were released in October. These are not necessarily even games that were released this year. They are just games that we learned in October that we want
So
to share with
some
you.
games he's learned, I actually learned previously, so they're not going to be on my list, but they're
Right.
on his list because he learned them for the first time.
Right.
So it's exciting.
So our lists are definitely not identical. Matter of fact, there are no games that are in the same position on the list.
Okay.
And that doesn't always happen, but this time it happened. No games on the same spot.
I know. We have no crossovers.
Not even number one. No crossovers.
No crossovers.
We do have games that are both on both sides of the list, just not on the same position.
Right.
So
you're first. You're number 10.
I am first. My number 10 game for October was a surprise. You would think, oh, this would be a super light game, but it's not just a super light game. It's a super cute and actually fun game. It's called Ghosts Love Candy 2 from 25th Century Games.
So cute.
So cute.
That was actually really timely because it was October and your Halloween.
That's right.
And it's candy.
That's right.
It's very thematic.
And 25th Century just did a buy three roll and write combos for, what was it, $3?
I know, that was really good.
Yeah.
$3 for
$3 for 3 roll and writes.
So good.
3 different roll and writes. But this is not a roll and write. This is actually a card game.
Yeah. With
little tokens you draw out of a bag. So in Ghost Love Candy 2, you are a monster trying to scare the kids and take their candy, but you don't want to scare them away. You just want to scare them enough to take all their candy. So there are certain types of candies that you like and don't like. Just like everyone has preferences, monsters have candy preferences too. So I might be looking for peppermint candies and not looking for chocolate. She might be looking for gummies and not looking for lollipops. And so the candies are rated from 5 points down to 0 points.
Yeah.
There are also kids that will have full-size candy bars, and everyone knows full-size candy bars are the best. Am I right?
That's the best.
So
they should be worth more.
They should be worth more, but let's think about this. If peppermints are my favorite, they're not. But if they were my favorite, that should rate 5, and a full-size chocolate bar might be 5. But peppermints are my favorite after all. So,
yeah, okay.
You know, I do like the Twix. And we have Twix in there.
I do love, well, we had like 5
We had 5 kids. We had 100 kids last year. We had 5 this year. What happened? Anyway, in Ghost Love Candy 2, everyone has a hand from value 1 to value 9. It's played in 9 rounds. So we're going to each play a card at random, and then whoever has the highest number goes first. The highest number, though, might actually scare off a kid. So each of the kid has a courage value. You want to make sure not to allow all of the ghosts played to that kid to exceed the courage value, or you were the monster that scared the kid. So if a kid is scared away, it's going to be minus 2 points to you at the end of the game. So there's a little bit of strategy that goes along with this. All of the kids have powers, like if this kid is scared away, the kids on either side are also scared away. Or it might say, you know, you can replace the candies on this kid with another kid. Hey, thanks for the raid, A&M Game School. We're doing our top 10 for October 2022.
Michael's number 10 is currently what we're on.
Ghost Love Candy 2. So yeah, even though it's just a card game and it looks like it's just a kid's game, it's not just a basic old kids game. It is quick. It does have a little bit of strategy that goes along with it because of those kid powers.
And you're collecting candy.
Totally
thematic to what you're doing.
Absolutely.
I really like it.
Super surprise hit for me. My number 10, Ghost Loves Candy 2.
Yeah.
And so, what did you think about it?
I liked it.
You liked it?
I think it's cute.
Very cool.
I mean, it was, like I said, thematic, and
Very thematic.
It's a great little card game.
You missed your top 10. It's like,
yeah.
in the like top 13 or 14 or so.
Something like that. Look at my list. I posted it today. Um, okay. Well, we will move right along to my number 10.
Which number 10?
My number 10 is Gnomopolis.
That barely missed my list. So that's interesting.
Well, it's been on my like want to playlist for like years since it came out. I mean, it looked really cute. Um and
I'm not
so
looking at a review copy.
nope, this I just picked up at a VFM at one point or another.
Which stands for Virtual Flea Market, for those of you who aren't familiar with VFMs.
Yep, because I knew I wanted to play it. And it's actually really nice. It's a nice game. Hopefully we'll play it later tonight. It it reminds me of Roll for the Galaxy, but like a simple version. Like it will end once you have 6 buildings, and there's no dice. You're pulling gnomes out of a cup, which you'll use. They're different colored gnomes. You'll use them to take different actions. So I think it's like a really nice little game. It's a nice little engine building kind of game. Like, will you get the gnomes you want? And
So, like in Roll for the Galaxy, you've got different dice you're pulling from a cup,
and then you're
and the
rolling.
dice are different types based on if it's a military die or a scientist die or whatever. In this, you've got kid gnomes and you've got adult gnomes and you've got military gnomes and you've got artisan gnomes, things like that. So the gnomes you pull out make a difference.
Yeah.
So there's no dice in that,
No.
but it is in which gnomes you pull out of the cup that's going to make things.
Yeah, so I'm really glad we played it. It was really cool.
Absolutely.
I really liked it.
Definitely worth checking out. Who's Gnomopolis? What publisher is that?
Conclave?
Oh, yeah.
I don't really know
Yeah.
the publisher, but that's who it is.
Certainly worth checking out.
Yeah.
Ready for my number 9?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
my number 9 game is from AEG, Guild of Merchant Explorers. So, in Guild of Merchant Explorers, everyone has the same map in front of them. And then it's basically like a flip and write.
Yeah.
Except there's no writing because you're placing cubes on a map instead of drawing on a map. So, if we flip over a card that says 2 desert spaces, you're going to put cubes on 2 desert spaces that lead out from the central city or any of your villages that you've created on a previous turn. And then you're going to keep going with that, trying to get further and further out on the map each round. I think what really sets this game apart for me from just a normal place cubes on a map sort of thing are all of the special era powers that you get. In Era 1, you're going to get your Era 1 power, and you're going to get to use that in 3 different rounds. In Era 2, you're going to get another power, and it's going to be able to be used during the next 2 rounds. And in Era 3, you're going to get a third power. Oh, no, I forgot. There is a 4th era in which you can use any one of those 3. So you'll get to use them 3 or 4 different times.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so I think that's what really makes this a little bit different. You're trying to collect treasures from the ruins. You're trying to reach out and visit the towers on the corners of the maps. And so I think that really makes this somewhat unique. So, and like I say, like a flip and write without the writing.
I love it. I simply love it. I wish it had bright, vibrant colors in a fantasy world, but that's the only thing I would really change.
Right.
Really
Maps are muted colors, but I think it's probably to make your colored cubes stand out on the map to show, hey, we're
like bright colors and then like have white cubes.
No, I do not like games with player colors that are. Oh, you have a choice of white, brown, black, and wood colored.
Player colors don't even matter.
Yeah.
My red pieces don't matter. We could all have blue pieces. And it would be fine.
It would actually. You're right. You don't have to all have. You are correct. And that's technically correct, and that is the best kind of correct.
Yes. All right. Well, I think it's a great game. I think everybody needs to check that one out for sure.
Yep. Yeah, beige and taupe game, exactly. There's been a lot of beige games.
Oh my god.
There's been a lot of beige games this month. Yeah, we like put it out here and it looks just so muted
I'm
and
like, this
faded.
looks
I'm like, is this camera okay?
I mean, no.
But that
It's
said,
contrast. It doesn't do anything because it's still so beige.
yeah. But that said, the games that we've played have all pretty much worked this month. I've really enjoyed the games that we've
Yeah.
played this month.
We played
It's
some
been a
games.
strong month.
I
Yeah.
know.
So
My number 9
is
Birdwatcher.
Birdwatchers.
Because we all need more bird games.
That's right.
I do like the theme of birds.
Birdwatchers.
So it works for me. This one has beautiful artwork. Very, very beautiful. You know, people are all about Wingspan,
Yeah.
right? So it's not like Wingspan, but it is a bird game with beautiful art.
Where you're drafting birds in order to
Yeah, you're trying
photograph.
Yeah, you're trying to take pictures. Obviously, I like the theme a lot.
It speaks to you.
Yeah, but you're collecting these bird cards in a specific order. Like if you take a publishing,
You're putting them in your journal.
Yeah, you're putting it in the journal and you're trying to get things published. But when you get things published, then you have to like break up your set. So like you might be working on a set, but then you're trying to like, well, I need that card before.
Well, you want all of the pictures of this type of bird in the same part of the journal. You don't want to have the people going searching for that type of bird.
Right.
You want them all together. And it's a drafting game. It's a set collection game because you're trying to collect them in sets in your journal.
Yep.
And you can't move a page to slide one in.
Right.
You have to take them as you get them.
Yeah, so it's a nice little like card game. I don't think it's gonna blow anybody away, but it was a nice game, and I would certainly play it again, and I'd want to play it again. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nice.
I like some of the I like a lot of the mechanisms with the drafting, where you've got the outdoors and you've got the jungle, right?
Yeah.
You can go running through the jungle to flush things out to the outdoors. And whenever you draft a bird, you will draft one entire type of bird, putting it in your tree, which is in front of your area. Yeah. And so you can draft all of one type, provided that you can draft them all to your tree. Then, when you take a picture of a bird, you have to scare a bird back to the outdoors because you have taken a picture, and the sound of the picture, I guess they don't know about silent digital cameras, but you're going to scare one of the birds into the outdoors. Now,
sometimes film cameras are just better.
Well, I guess so. I mean, you would know. So, it's nothing like working in a dark room, right?
I love it.
You love it. So, with all the chemicals.
Yeah.
So, you can even steal. You can use a telephoto lens to take a picture of the bird in your opponent's tree. And you will physically take that bird, put it in your journal. But in order to do so, the bird that you scare away comes from your tree. It goes to her tree. And then she gets another free bird because you stole it from her tree. So, there's also some of the bird cards that will let you collect insects. The insects is another set collection mechanic. You're trying to collect unique insects. You know how you collect a unique insect?
Unique up on it.
Unique up on it. That's exactly how to do it.
No.
You know how to catch a tame insect?
The tame way.
The tame way, unique up on it. Anyway, that is that is Birdwatchers, which is
I like it.
Your number 9.
Yeah.
If you like drafting, you like set collection, you're gonna like Birdwatchers.
Yeah.
My number 8 is sort of a stock market sort of game, not really an auction game, but it is Stockpile from Nauvoo.
Yeah.
Did you get it on there? You did get it on there. So in Stockpile, you are trying to collect shares of different companies, and you've got them in your display, and if on a round your stock might go up several steps or down several steps, which for every company, a step means something different. A
When you
company,
play the advanced way, they have a standard board where they're
oh,
all the
they,
same.
oh,
It's like the backside.
yeah, play the backside. You can handle it. You can, you, if you're watching this video,
You can handle
you're gamers, you can handle it.
Yeah.
You're the advanced side, trust me. Did we play with any expansions?
We did.
We did.
Corruption.
We played with Corruption.
Contract. I don't remember what it's called.
Also recommend playing with that because it's a lot of fun.
Corruption.
So,
Contract.
and I'm not sure which parts are expansion and which ones are not, so just bear with me on that. Anyway, a lot of times you will know that 4 of the companies are trending up and 2 of them are trending down, or whatever the ratio is based on the cards that you drew. But you don't know which company is going up and which companies are going down. You have one piece of information. You have one company and one trend, whether it's going up or down. So you know one piece of movement. And you know what the other ones might do or could do. But if something goes up 3 steps, for one company, it might be $3,000. For another company, it might be $6,000. Another company might go up a step, split, which makes it worth twice as much, and then go up a little more. And if a company that is split goes up again, then you just get some sort of financial compensation for it. Anyway, it is a stock market manipulation game at its heart. And I really had a lot of fun playing it at 4 players.
Yeah, and that was a new to me expansion. What is it?
Continuing Corruption.
Continuing Corruption. It adds the dice, so it's really nice that it does that. And it adds player abilities, which is great.
So normally, are that's a static set of cards, right?
Yeah.
With the dice, they don't all go up, or they don't go up or down in a set fixed pattern. It could be all of them go up. It could be all of them go down.
Dice, so it could be.
It's dice, so it could be anything.
Which I like.
I like.
So definitely an expansion you need. I first played this when it came out, 2016, 17. So it's been a minute.
So that's why it will not show up on your list because you've already played it. But it was new to me, so Stockpile ends up on my October list at number 8. Hello, Matt.
Nice. My number 8 is Lacrimosa.
Lacrimosa.
I actually
This is the Mozart game.
Yep, the Mozart game. I wanted to love this a little bit more than I do. I think it has a really great use of cards where you are placing cards in a particular fashion because they're dual use. So you're either going to use it for the bonuses at the bottom of the card or the action at the top of the card. So you're managing your hand of 9 cards in order to take the actions you want, but yeah, and you're going to be like moving around the map and collecting things. You're going to be finishing off the Lacrimosa, the final
Mozart's
symphony.
Finished work.
Yeah, you're going to be, I don't know, doing a whole bunch of things. You're doing these things and you're trying to get in the most points at the end of the game. It's a pretty standard Euro. The great thing is the managing of the cards. That's what's really nice about the game. It also can be pretty limiting. I felt frustration at times in the plays that I've had. So it could have been a lot higher for me if I didn't have those like feelings, but I still think it's a really solid game, and it's really a nice game. It's beautiful. It's another one of those beige games that we played this month. But I really like it. So, and I think we'll see it on your list maybe.
Yep. So it does have some deck building elements, but generally, since you have one card that will alter your deck, at least initially, you're only going to be changing one in the first era, of which there are only 5. So unless you used that card in order to draft another one of those deck building sort of swap out cards, then you're only going to have 1 every era. At most, you'll probably have 2 in the second era, and that's at most. That's if you focus on doing that, upgrading your hand sort of thing. But if you're doing that, you're not traveling on the map of Europe. and you're not giving performances, and you're not selling finished works, and you're not creating new works.
Yeah.
All of those things are important to do. Now, here's the catch with Lacrimosa. If you use a card for something, you have to set another card and put it in the bottom, and that is something that you're not doing. Here's the catch. The thing that you're not doing consumes action cubes of some sort, and it's usually the action cubes of the thing you didn't do. So therefore,
you're setting you up to do it next turn.
It's either setting you up to do it next turn, or it makes it so if you focus on something, you might end up hurting yourself because you can't continue doing the same things every time unless you deck build that stuff out of your deck. Because you'll always have 9 cards. Here's the thing with that deck building. You'll always have 9 cards. 8 cards that you will use and 1 that you will retain for the next era.
Yep.
Of those cards, if you bring 1 in, you're taking 1 out. So you're always going to have those 9 cards. So no matter what that, whatever you're doing with them, you're not going to have any more than 9. I set myself up to also, I set that bar super high for Lacrimosa, and it didn't get to that bar. It is going to show up on my list. Spoiler alert.
It's a nice game.
It is a nice Euro. There are some aspects, for example, whenever you are creating the Lacrimosa, there is, I respect what they did with the mechanic, but it can be limiting. You have certain instruments that you can play that will give you certain bonuses. That if those instruments have already been taken in that section that you want, you can't put your instrument in that section. So if all I have left are stringed instruments and all the stringed instrument spots are taken, I'm not going to get anything written on the Lacrimosa. And I think that's what Steph means when she says that it is rather limiting.
Well,
that's one of the ways you can get limited.
Or if I'm not drawing the cards I need.
Yeah.
Because you only get 4 cards.
4 of your 9.
Yeah, so I feel like, well, I need these actions before I can do these other actions, and you're not drawing that, then
let's say that only memories don't come up in the market, in the drafting market that you're purchasing. It's only compositions, or it's got only compositions, and it's got only memories and no compositions. It could be either or there's only one, and I took the one you wanted, and you have no option of memories to draft. That can somewhat feel a little constricting. There's a lot of gotcha in this game, where one person went all over Europe taking everything on the map, and that gave Steph no reason to do any of the things in Europe. It's actually one of the games I was watching and not participating in.
I know, exactly.
But that's...
So it's hard because we played Toledo the month before, right? So it's like when it's like so well done with
Toledo is so fantastic
with like travel movement games like that. It's like, yeah. So for me, Toledo is like, it's hard not to compare.
It's hard not to
compare.
We
just played both of them, so it's hard because Toledo is a better game in my opinion.
I agree. Now, this is not to say that Lacrimosa is not a keeper. I think it's probably a keeper. And that's not to say it's a bad game. It's number 8 on your list, and it's some number on my list that we will get to.
Right. I do like the hand management. I think that is the key in this game that makes it different from other games. I like that aspect of figuring out your hand management. So I think that's where it is different.
Right. Ultimately, we say, we set our bars super high. We know Devere makes really solid games, but we did set that bar super high. I would highly recommend, if you enjoy Euro games, if you enjoy hand management games,
this is what
if you enjoy action selection games, highly recommend trying this out.
Yep.
Even if you don't buy it, try it out before you buy it. Go to a con, check this game out.
Yep.
Highly recommend playing it. Play somebody else's copy. It very well might be up your alley.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Definitely don't want to dissuade people from from a
Trying
fantastic Euro.
Gotta try.
But yeah, I think both of us set our bars up too high. And for me, I think like you, that was my problem as well. I did feel limited, just not as bad as you did, I think. So, Lacrimosa from Devere.
Yeah.
My number 7 is another Euro game. It is Gutenberg from Portal.
Yeah.
So in Gutenberg, you are running a printing press, and you start off with certain printing press tiles, and really it's just 4 vowels. That's the only letters in the game are 4 recognizable vowels: A, I, O, and U. They didn't do an E because it probably looks a little close to A.
Yeah.
But the A and I and O and U are very distinguishable from one another. You will get certain jobs that come up that require you to have certain letter tiles, and you will pair those with certain features or requirements. Now, you don't have to do the add-ons like the colors of ink or having certain skills and certain printing technologies. They will just give you extra points if you complete them along with the job. There are ways to move up these proficiency tracks for things like I can't remember typesetting, and I can't remember there's 4 different tracks that you can advance your skill on. Yeah, adding ink to
binding.
Yeah, things like that. So,
remember this?
Yeah, it's hard to remember with the all the printing press
pictures.
Yes, but you can advance on those tracks, and everything will follow a similar structure every single round. First, everyone's going to place action cubes to basically in secret in order to basically give them priority during certain phases. There's going to be the purchasing phase where you're going to get to get your job contracts. There's going to be a phase in which you purchase ink. There's going to be a phase in which you build your specialties and skills up. There's going to be a phase in which drafting gears. There's a cool little gear mechanic, and you can use the part of the gear that's in the highlighted area, and as you spin the gears, the other gears turn, and that makes it sort of interesting. And then you can use each of those once per turn. And then finally, you're going to get one of the bottom specialist actions. Some of them are not going to be available until the 5th or 6th round, but you'll know what's coming so that you can sort of lean yourself a certain direction or not. Now, those printing tiles are not cheap. You start off with 3. The 4th one costs 4. The 5th one costs 5. The 6th one costs 6. So everything is going to build on that. You just can't purchase tiles willy-nilly, or you're going to lose. Because what wins? Coins. Trying to get the most. No, it's coins and points, right?
Yeah, I mean you're collecting them from your contracts, but it's basically
right.
It's basically points.
Trying to get reputation.
Every 3 coins.
Every 3 coins is
points.
But you're going to want those coins. You don't want to spend them willy-nilly because those are points that you're spending ultimately. So you're trying to get as high up as you can on the specialist track. So there's a lot of Euro goodness going on.
It's a nice game. I played it in March,
which is why it's not on your list.
I would have shown up then. So I've enjoyed it. Since we have a copy now, it's I've been enjoying our plays, and I think it's a really nice game. So
yeah, so did I miss anything? We are on my number 7 of our top 10.
I think my favorite thing about Gutenberg is the bidding for
bidding. Yes. So if you're a first player, you have fewer cubes. I think you have 7 cubes. Player 2 has 8, player 3 has 9, player 4 has 10. And then as the first player goes around, you're going to be giving up cubes to the first player. So first player would become 4th player. Everyone gives the first player all the cubes because they are now 4th player.
Yeah.
So everyone gives 1 cube to whoever was first player.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's an interesting little.
I like that
game,
mechanic.
So bidding for action.
You have fewer, but you get priority if there's a tie.
Yeah.
So if everyone bids 2 cubes for ink, for example, first player gets priority and then goes around the table.
Which I
So
like.
that's sort of, I love that.
Yeah.
And I love that they have fewer cubes to have to work with.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have as much action power, but you break ties. So yeah. Hello, Giggles.
Hello, Giggles.
Jelfie wants this just to play with the gears.
Yeah, well,
It would be even better if they were metal gears, but they're not. They are just.
There are gears in Corrosion too, and there are gears in Zulkin too.
Yes, Zulkin too.
Zulkin as well.
So that is my number 7, Gutenberg from Portal.
My number 7 is a party game.
Whoa.
It's called Movie Mind.
Whoa.
I really like this. I like this game a lot.
It's got like 100 different
cards.
Scenes, right?
Scenes, and each scene has like
looking scenes.
Each scene has like I don't know, 15 to 18 different
I think it's 15.
Featured films pictured on it. So
like you might see Gandalf next to Harry Potter, next to the
Pulp Fiction characters.
Yeah.
I don't know, like whatever. Any movie.
Next to E.T. or E.T. in the background on a bicycle or
is amazing. Okay, the each card is individually crafted, but then you're working with your team, and then the other team is asking you questions like, this movie first came out at this time with some thing that might clue you in on
and
what
it's trivia, but it's on this art.
You can look at the art and be like, okay, well that's pictured here. I remember that movie. I have no idea what that movie is.
Yeah.
So many times I was like, I don't even know.
Like, I don't know the trivia answer, but I know this movie, so I'm going to get The Shining.
Yeah.
And maybe you get it right.
Yeah.
Or I don't see it on this list, but just in case I don't see it, I'm going to guess what I think is the right trivia answer.
Yeah.
So you got 2 sides to that.
So I really like this. I've seen a lot of movies, and yet I still am not great at this game.
You are a movie file.
I am. But I think obviously whoever does like movies would like this game, and if you don't watch movies, this is not a game for you. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Well, that's also what makes games like Blockbuster, the Blockbuster movie game, and Blockbuster and Chill, which is the 2-player. It's a totally different Blockbuster game.
Yeah.
That's what makes games like that work, is that you use that movie knowledge.
Yeah.
That's why it works for you anyway, because you are totally a movie file.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great.
For those of you who don't know, Steph maintains a TV and movie list on BGG. She keeps track of it regularly.
Yeah, I'm on page 7 for this year.
Yeah, even movies that you have seen before, which you just rewatched the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I did. I love it.
And you will re-rate them as they are right now in your mind.
Forever and ever, that will be a 10 out of 10.
For you, yes, that will be. And I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying
so good.
It's if a movie goes down in rating, you will rate it on that geek list. But yeah, you're on 7 pages, 25 entries per page. You're at 152.
I don't know how. Yeah, it's.
And if it is a series, she will usually rate all of it at once. Sometimes she'll do it by season. Usually, she does the whole thing.
Yeah, it's great. So.
And on things like Survivor, you have multiple seasons on one post.
Yeah.
So
Survivor's just easy to go through and just have it on the background or whatever.
So if you are also a movie file, or you enjoy binging series on Netflix or Amazon Prime, check out our geek list. You might find things that you might have missed that are super fun to watch.
Yeah, I watch.
But you won't find.
Watch a lot.
You won't find zombie movies.
No, I don't watch that, but I watch almost everything else.
You have actually watched several hospital series. I am a little surprised.
I don't like it though.
You don't like hospitals, but you watch it. You love The Good Doctor.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, Freddie Highmore.
Well, there you go. So
anyway, your number 6.
My number 6. This one's going to be really easy because we just talked about it. It is Lacrimosa from Devere.
Yes.
I wanted to like it more than I did. I did enjoy it though. As you can see, I rated it as high as number 6.
It's pretty good.
Definitely worth checking out, as I mentioned before. Your number 6 is.
I'm still looking for it.
Still looking.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay.
It is. Bloop, bloop.
The Split.
The Split.
This came as a surprise. I mean, this. Okay, so when I go to conventions, I often offer people some amount of money to buy their table that they're trying to sell. So if they just have a whole bunch of games left over, I'm like, I'll offer you this much for a table. So this was a game I bought on a table. I didn't know what it was.
I would say random game on the
table. I'm like, okay, it's a small card game. Let's give it a go. And it is a take on blackjack, and it's like super fun. I really, really like this
game.
game.
You love blackjack.
I love blackjack.
And I do too.
But it hit me. Okay, yeah. Okay, so
trying to get the closest to 21, as you do. But that's not all. We have power cards that can be like, take up to 3 away from my hand. So if I've gone 23, I didn't bust. I'm going down to 21.
Power cards, but you're trying to get close to 21 in order to collect loot. And so you might push your luck a little bit more because somebody might throw a card like that out where everybody has to discard a card. Well, then I'm not the most.
Sometimes you can be got too because
of course
everyone has to increase by 1. All the 3 lines become 22s.
So yeah, sure, there is a bit of take that. However, it's just simple.
It doesn't ruin it.
It doesn't ruin it. It might. So a thing that might have ruined it for Susan or James was that you get eliminated if you don't have the cloak or something. I forget what item. You needed an item in order to stay in to score it.
Oh no, yeah, you needed the loot box. I think
I don't remember.
You have to be able. Oh no, you need a disguise.
You need a disguise.
So all of us are trying to make away with the loot. There's 1 fewer disguise than there is players. And here's the thing. If I manage to get 2 of them, then at the end of the game, there's at least 2 players that are going to be coming at me for my 1 extra disguise. So I'm like, you can each offer me 1 card, not a bunch, 1 card. And if you don't offer me the right card, I'm going to take someone else's offer and give them the disguise. I must sell the disguise, but I get to choose.
This would be a strategic thing where, like, if you think James is winning and you're like,
I can not say James's, and
I mean,
and that's what happened in our game.
You don't know if you have a disguise until the last thing you take because you could possibly get one in the last batch of stuff. But
some of the cards you take are upside down. You don't know who's in the lead.
You don't really know.
You don't know.
But I don't mind the player elimination. It didn't bother me. The player elimination.
It did not bother me either.
So I think it's just a fun little card game. So that was a huge surprise. I'm like, okay, I was just gonna write that one off, but I really liked it. So as you can see, it's on the list.
It's on the list, and it makes it in for your number 6. Dan says, I mean, most people who watch Orange is the New Black don't want to be in prison. You watch hospital shows and don't want to be in the hospital. Am I right?
You're right.
He has a good point. I love prison shows, and I hope to never be imprisoned, but I love watching prison shows. So there's that.
All right. Well,
it's push your luck, so it doesn't surprise me that you like blackjack.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You don't have an image for it?
No, so you're just going to use
this. I'm just going to use this as my image.
That's right.
Why is there no image?
I forgot to get one.
What, Stephanie?
You have to use the real thing.
Oh, Spirit bought Long Shot Dice Game because of us.
That's awesome.
That was on our list last month.
Last month.
Yeah. So my number 5 game is Consumption. Food and Choices. And this is by Madigo. No, Colossal. By Colossal. Yeah, I put Madigo on here, but it is.
So I think Madigo, or like that's the overall.
Oh.
There's like an umbrella company.
Got you.
So, but Colossal, yeah.
So, open this game up, and the rules look rather bland. And so I'm like, And then I start reading the rules, and it says, this is a game that is good for casual gamers and gamers, hardcore gamers. I'm like, no, this game is going to be horrible. The rules look horrible. It's for casual gamers, supposedly, and it's trying to teach a little bit of a nutritional message. on the side. I'm like, I'm going to hate this game. It's going to be horrible. I'm going to have to trudge through it and just deal with it. I got news for you. It's not for casual gamers. It's got a lot of resource manipulation, where you are consuming one of 11 different food types. You've got starches, you've got veggies, you've got sugars, you've got alcohols, you've got protein. What else? You've got dairy. You've got all these different food types. Now, if everyone plays the same player board, everyone's going to be trying to get the same different things. And it is ultimately action selection. Am I going to go to the what do I call it, the farmer's market down here, or am I going to purchase things for my refrigerator, or am I going to prepare a certain dish based on the items that I have in my refrigerator, which will, over time, the things will go bad in your refrigerator, which you don't want that to happen. And you take those things into your body, onto the little spots, and there they will sit until you burn them doing activities, which will give you, it's got a sub-collection mechanic.
Real life.
Oh my goodness. So if you don't want certain things in your body, like sugars, you have to burn them by doing activities. If you don't do the activities, you will have consumed too many of whatever food type, and it will count against you. You want your body to be in certain areas. You want to have not too many of this, but you want to have a little bit of this. Or with veggies, you want to have as much as you can of that. And you want to try to balance things in your body so that you maximize your points and minimize all of the negative points.
It's true.
So, on the opposite side of each player board, there are personality types. Junk food lover. They want lots of sweets, even though you're not supposed to have them in a healthy body. They want the sweets, and you get bonus points for having those sweets. They've got vegan, who wants all the veggies, but does not want any of the meat and fish and chicken. And if you eat those, and you do, now here's the thing, you can eat them as a vegetarian and then burn them off doing activities, and then it's as if you didn't have them at all. But ultimately, the point is there. It's not present in your body. Anyway, all this to say, I really like the min-maxing of the different food types that you have in your body, and what do I need to do? If you go, there's one action space called the buffet, the Chinese food buffet, where you have to take all 4 of the tokens. They're just randomly put out there. There's another one that's a pizza. It's going to have oil and 7 more things drawn from the bag. You eat what's on the pizza, boom, you take all those tokens in there. And sometimes it's stuff you really don't want to make. But you also don't want to spoil the food. Ultimately, there's a lot of good stuff in consumption, and I think it will be overlooked by a lot of people, either expecting this to be a preachy nutrition game or expecting this to be a game for casual gamers. I think it does not go over the top on the preachiness, but it does actually have good Euro-style gaminess. A lot of tokens, a lot of food tokens in this.
It's actually a big sprawling game.
It is a big sprawling game. As you can see, you've got all of the different food token types, but the game looks sort of plain. It looks like it's not a great game, but I really enjoy what it's doing. Yeah, it's going everywhere in here. So basically, check out consumption.
We'll play.
Yeah, that's. Well, no, they were all messed up anyway. Remember, we just put them all in here.
But it was a little bit more organized than that.
Oops. Check out consumption, food, and choices. That is my number 5.
Okay. My number 5.
Dan says the track record of games made by people based on their jobs is not great. I absolutely agree. Victorian Giver, why are they naming this game after a deadly disease? That's what I said. It's like, isn't consumption bad? Anyway, yes.
My number 5 is World Exchangers.
This was a surprise.
I really like this one. It's so simple and yet so challenging.
It is.
Like I still don't get it. So maybe it's like I'm not good at it, or I haven't won anyway.
It's not a rolling right. It's not a flipping right. It is a right.
It is right. It's writing, yes.
It is, but it's not a rolling right or a flipping right. It's a buy or sell and
sell right.
Buy and sell and right. It's what it is. It's a buy or selling right.
Well, you're writing. You're just keeping track of your money. But
Yeah.
as you're doing this, you're going.
You're making lines.
You're making lines, almost like a graph. You know, you're.
It's totally just. It's like a
Stock exchange.
stock graph. Yeah.
It looks like that. But you're just like, I have 600. I'm going to buy this over here for 300. I go down to 300. Next turn, I'm going to sell something. I go up to 800 or whatever.
And here's the thing: whatever your line goes through, that's your bonus icons. That's awesome.
I know. So you're trying to manage your lines to go through the icons and bonuses that you want.
It's like, okay, I want to buy this city, but I have to sell something to go through these icons. What do I do? Lots of interesting decisions.
Yeah, and so the cities that you have and you're buying and you're selling will be worth more possibly in other rounds. Might give you a cool bonus in other rounds, so you have to like try and plan for that if you can. But I obviously am terrible at planning for it. I'd never buy the thing. I'm like, oh, I want that one, and I don't even really look at. I'm like,
You do go after the shiny object. That's what you do.
I'm like, okay, I know I want blues. That's blue. Okay, blue. I'm like, and I don't think about, oh, well, now I have to sell something. Okay, what should I sell? Okay, oh no. All right, I should probably think about things a little bit better. But
It's interesting hearing you talk about this, because when I am playing this, I am not focused on what you're doing. I'm not focused on what James is doing. I am focused on my little graph. It's like, yeah, I need to go up here. I need to make this connection here. I need to go down here. This time I need to sell 2 in order to go all the way up here. And it's a really good puzzle.
It is, and it's super fast. I mean, you just do 12 turns and you're either on your turn, you're either buying or selling, and that's it. So, and then after 12 turns, you score the final thing, and you have a whole bunch of scoring that you do. So it's good. I really like it.
It's got mid-year and end-game scoring bonuses.
Yep.
Also got a set collection bonus.
Yep.
So you're trying to collect credit sets.
That's good.
Groups of credit. So that's by Emperor S4.
Yeah, I really like that.
Certainly worth checking out. World Exchangers.
Your number
4 is a really, really good puzzle. So I've had this game sitting on the shelf of a game that I had picked up at one of the flea markets. And it's been sitting mostly because A, it is not a review game, and B, Steph hates hospitals.
I was not looking forward to playing this.
So this game too, I mean, look at this game. This game looks like a 70s TV show.
So bad.
It not only looks bad as far as
like it just
hospital,
it
looks old. It looks
great job making it look old.
Yes.
They're
following Froggy. Boingy, boingy, boingy. So, but all that being said, there's a really fun puzzle in here. In Healthy Heart Hospital, you are taking over a failing hospital. Already with some patients
you just gotta hide the body
in the bed. Just gotta hide the bodies. You're gonna have 2 ambulances come in and bring in. Hello from France. Hello, Froggy. So you're gonna have patients come into your waiting room / triage area, and then you are going to we're basically, no matter how many people are playing, I believe there are 4 doctors and 1 administrator. No matter how many people are playing, you're just going to split those up. So I would play 2 doctors, and you played 2 doctors and an administrator. Yeah. And each doctor has 2 actions. There are doctor actions, and there are administrator actions that only administrators can take. Well, doctors can treat patients. They can move patients into rooms, and that's about it. Administrators can also do research actions and train up doctors, they schedule them for training. And administrators can add on different specialty rooms in the hospital, like a research area or a break room or some sort of specialized room like a a padded room for the psychiatry, or an operating room, or a room specially for internal medicine, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you could upgrade those. As a psychiatric doctor, maybe I could upgrade the padded room, but I can't do anything else with regards to upgrading the hospital. That's something else I could do on an action. And each of those doctors has their own specialty or thing that they do. I had a doctor that was good at creating that research lab, and I could use doctor actions as research things. Anyway, you move the patients from the waiting room into the main rooms or the specialty rooms. You will treat them while they're in the specialty rooms. If you don't treat them, even if you do treat them, they're going to get worse from round to round to round. And basically, you're just trying to survive. The more treatments you do, the more money you make, the more people you discharge healthy from the hospital, the more reputation you get, which will also attract workers to your hospital. As an admin, you can hire workers in order to come into your hospital. That will give you special abilities. All the workers will do different things. The chaplain might perform a miracle. The HR person is going to let you hire people for cheaper. The triage nurses will let you do triage and send people into the rooms for easier. A lot of different things that you can do. So, how do you know whether you've cured patients or not? Well, patients are represented by certain cube colors, and when you're trying to cure them, you need to draw those colors out of the bag. If you draw the dreaded black cube, you've got to, it either makes them worse, or you have to draw 2 more cubes out of the bag in addition to those cubes.
It's rough.
I love the puzzle to this game, trying to make the hospital survive, and ultimately the patients survive, which will make the hospital survive. And balancing all of those different actions. A lot of it reminds me of Pandemic, how you're trying to manage all of your 4 characters' actions in order to try to clear the board, keep the threats at bay. So I get a little bit of a Pandemic vibe from that. So
yeah, definitely.
But I really enjoyed what Healthy Heart Hospital has to offer, and that Healthy Heart from Victory Point Games.
Yeah, it's a really nice game. I liked it quite a bit, considering I
Despite the hospital thing,
don't like
that was surprising.
So, it was good. It was a good one. I would definitely recommend it.
Yep. The Healthy Heart Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't judge that book by its cover, because man, it really looks bad. But one cool thing about this game is that the doctors are somewhat recognizable. Like there's one that's clearly Julie Andrews.
It looks just like her.
Right?
Yeah, it looks just
And one that is
clearly Igor.
yeah, from
Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein, I think, is with the bug eyes. Like
Yes.
but yeah, there are characters in that. There's one that's Bruce Lee. You are going to recognize these characters.
Yeah.
It is an interesting side note.
Yeah.
Number 4.
My number 4 is Village Rails.
Woo-hoo! Who is this by?
Osprey Games.
Osprey Games.
And they came out with a game called Village Garden.
Village Green?
Village Green. Yeah. And I really like that one. So this is kind of like the next step up from that, where you are, trying to create these rail paths out of the different cities, and you're trying to match up the terrain types and get certain symbols and everything on the different lines in order to complete trip cards that you're collecting as well. So you have to pay for your trip cards, but they're going to pay off in that they're going to give you lots of points, hopefully. And so you're filling up your grid. It's a 4x3 grid of these rail cards, and so you're trying to just get as many points as possible. They give you these little dials that you keep track of your points, because you're gonna get a lot of points in the game. So,
over 100, yeah, or around 100.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna probably hit around 100 or more. So every time you complete a track, you're also going to give up terminus cards, which gives you some sort of income, at least $3. But if you have more of the requirements on those cards, you're going to get more money. So money will help you get better things and get you what you want. So having money is really important, but money is also points.
This is when you're drafting things, you're going to be spending coins. It's like, I don't want this one, don't want this one, don't want this one. Putting coins on each, I want this one.
Yep.
And much like Small World, if you take one with coins on it, you get to keep the coins.
Yeah.
And that works for both the track cards and the trip cards. So
yep. And
so there's two different tracks.
No, I mean it's
good. See what I did there?
Yeah, it's really good. So it's a small little game. It's gonna be quick. And
but my list.
But you have a lot of good choices. So it's it's a really nice game and small box. It's a no brainer that it's a keeper, at least for me. And
small box is a big hit.
Very much.
A lot of publishers are like, oh, if I don't have it in a big box, I'm not going to get very much visibility. Here's the thing, though. If that big box could have held components like in a small thing like this, ultimately that is a consideration.
That is a big thing for me.
Because you can't keep all the big box games that you want. Small box? That's pretty easy to put on a CD shelf, right?
Yes.
So yeah.
100%.
Yeah, just barely missed my list, but it is a super fun game. Matter of fact, I think it was at number 11.
Yeah, I know you were thinking about adding that to your list.
Yes, absolutely.
I wanted to do a side note. You know how earlier in the stream, or like Jonathan has this unplayed shelf. So as I was teaching Village Rails to him, I was like, so just like in Small World, he's like, haven't played it.
What? No. We're gonna stop on the table.
I'm the near.
Whoa. Well, it's like you were Stone Age. It's like you were the only big name reviewer who has never played Stone Age. Matter of fact, you wore it like a badge of honor for like.
I didn't want to play it
because you wanted to be the person who hadn't played Stone Age.
Yep.
Yet there it sits on your next to your in your favorites.
No, I don't like it. It just fits there because it's the size box it is.
Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. All right, yours.
Really good.
3.
My number 3 game is AuZtralia.
Whoa.
From Stronghold.
There it is.
There it is. I was like, where is it? This was surprising to me for one reason and one reason only. I thought this was a zombie game.
I thought it was a zombie game too, so it was way better than I expected.
Because there are okay, let's think about all of the zombie movies that have come out and zombie games that have come out. You know, Hit Z Road. Oh, it's a zombie game where the zombies on the road, or you know, World War Z. It's a zombie movie with
zombie game.
AuZtralia looks like it's a zombie game.
Z.
It's not, and yeah, so I'm like, totally, it's a zombie game, and that doesn't turn me away. It does turn Steph away, but I'm like, hey, let's play AuZtralia. It's not a zombie game. It is not a zombie game. It is a Cthulhu game.
Yep, this actually just missed
Lovecraft theme. Yeah, it was like you can count back on her list, but I think this is in your low teens.
Yep, it is.
So, in AuZtralia, you are in Australia, and Australia was one of the last big continents to not be fully explored for the longest time, right? So the reasoning for this is because Cthulhu and the Great Old Ones would intentionally keep people away from Australia so that would be where their base of operation is. So, ultimately, they are hidden on the map, and you are basically going in to collect resources, as you do, from this new land of Australia. But you have also awakened the Great Old Ones, and they are going to pop up. First the smaller monsters, then further deeper in, you are going to get the big stuff. So, it is a competitive game, but slightly cooperative, because the Great Old Ones can win if the Great Old Ones take out one of the player's main areas where they started. And we had that happen on our game. If one person does not defend their area, it could hurt everybody. I had
up the score.
You had, yeah, you add up the scores, and if the Great Old Ones have more score, nobody wins on the humans.
Yep.
But someone could indeed win on the human. We were 1 point short of having a human win. Now, you had plenty of army, but you were on the opposite side of the map. You couldn't help defend. You couldn't get there quick enough. I was next in line. I couldn't get there to help. So Cthulhu went and like ate one of the players that we were playing with. Anyway.
That's what happened.
So you might think, oh, dudes on the map, not for me. Oh, hidden things on the map, not for me. Oh, resource grabbing, not for me. It is fairly unique, especially in the setup. So with the setup, you are going to draw these random tiles from the bag that are basically going to show what the 6 hexes around that main placement hex is going to have in it. And you could have resources. You could have a monster. You could have a monster on one hex and a monster that is on the same spot on that hex, which will make it 1 level bigger monster. So your map is going to be completely different every time you play. And I love this, just the setup for that reason. Is that, and I've only played it once, but I've seen enough on that setup to know the map's not going to be the same every time. It's
cool. Yeah, it's a cool thing.
And you can start out from different areas, and your starting place is going to be different based on how those resources are all laid out on the map. So if I'm going to play a Dudes on the Map game, it's going to be something like AuZtralia. And those of you who know me know I don't care anything about the 1920s, which is where Arkham Horror is set in. I don't care much for even the Cthulhu mythos. I just tend to enjoy the games for those mechanics. And AuZtralia is no different. I couldn't care less if they were zombies or great old ones. I enjoy the game as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, so I like how you take actions in the game. Like if you want to take something you've already taken, you have to spend a gold, or you clear all your cubes. So you have to decide if it's worth it to spend the gold right now to do what you want right now.
Mechanics.
But there's also the time mechanic of, you know, eventually the monsters are going to start taking turns, and so you're using up your time.
It's sort of like a Stockwell mechanic where the furthest one back takes the action. Furthest one back takes the action. Eventually, the monster token is going to be furthest one back.
Yeah,
and that's what happened when.
Yeah, he started coming at us, and so you start flipping these event cards that could be good, but generally are bad. And then as you get through the deck deeper and deeper, they get worse and worse.
Worse and worse.
So you kind of know that it's going to get worse, so you have to like plan for that.
Some of us planned for that. Some of us planned for that.
They did not.
Some
people. It's a cool game.
Some people did not plan for the coming of the great old ones. Yes, you always must prepare for the coming of the great old ones. Sounds great.
Yeah, it's a cool game.
There was an expansion. Yeah, we will show it's a definite keeper. We do have an expansion, Tasmania, also with a Z.
And the other one.
And where is the other one?
AuZtralia Revenge? I don't know. I can't read it.
I don't even see it, so I can't help.
Revenge. It's right above the other one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can't see it. Revenge of something. Yeah.
Something like
there is another expansion. So we plan on playing all of these with you guys and showing you what goodness this has to offer.
Yep. That's cool.
From Stronghold Games, my number 3.
Yep. My number 3 is also from Stronghold Games. However, it is Terraforming Mars, the Dice Game.
We got a Bonacor's copy. Thanks, Bonacor.
Yep.
The Podfather.
Yep.
Well, the great old ones might be on holiday to New Zealand. New Zealand.
Exactly. So this one obviously falls in line with the Terraforming Mars. If you enjoy that game, or Ares Expedition, the follow-up card game, this will probably be your next purchase in the line because it is great. It is actually more like the base game than it is Ares Expedition. In Ares Expedition, there's an action selection where everybody can follow mechanic. That's not happening in this game. In this game, you have your own actions. You get 2 phases of your turn, basically, and generally you're just going to draft a die is what you're going to do, and all the dice are resources. You roll it, and then it stays in front of you as that type. And so in order to play cards,
it stops being a die and starts being a resource.
Yeah. So, well, all of the dice are resources,
right? But
the cards will have like tags on them that you're going to need to spend a certain amount of dice icons in order to play the card. So if it has 2 water and a, I don't know, star or whatever, you spend those dice if you have them, and then you titanium, and then you play it. I don't know. I'm not good with theme, but I know
That's fine.
symbols.
It's a star symbol.
Yeah, the star symbol. You know it. You know, if you know Terraform,
you know what I'm talking about.
Symbols, like you know the symbols.
Yes.
And you know that the blue cards will possibly have actions, and you know that the red cards are, you know, the one-off cards that are immediate. So all these different things are gonna. It's very familiar if you know and like Terraform Mars. The major difference for me is that it will end after 2 of the 3 things are complete.
Oceans, temperature, oxygen.
Which I love that. I wish Terraforming Mars did that because it always overstays
resources.
Always overstays its welcome for me. So I really, really liked the dice game a lot more than the other games. I do like Ares Expedition.
Oh, Shano with the gift sub. I think Shano has gift subbed every single episode we've had for like the past 2 months.
Thank you, Shano.
Thank you, Shano.
You're the best.
That is gift number 47.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure Salty Italian will be happy with for that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Terraforming Mars dice. It's all of the right notes as far as rolling dice and drafting them. And when you get income, you can only keep 3 dice, and you have to give all the rest back before you start collecting new dice for the turn and rolling them and having all of your stuff.
You could play the whole game without taking income, though.
Oh yes, you absolutely could. I think you're not required to take income.
I think I did do that. So yeah, it's pretty great.
It's weird that Roll Through the Galaxy has dice and a follow mechanic. Terraforming Mars, the card game, has the follow mechanic, but the dice game does not have a follow mechanic.
It's very different. People are like, is it just Roll for the Galaxy?
No, but it's not. It's not at all.
It's very, very different. It's very much like Terraforming Mars.
So, here's me. I love Terraforming Mars. Terraforming Mars, the dice game, or Ares Expedition, did not fire Terraforming Mars.
It's very different, yeah.
But I also like Ares Expedition. It's great when you don't have the Terraforming Mars amount of time to play, because that is a big chunk of time. Or it can be anyway, especially if you add in all the expansions. So, this good, this also good. Here in the middle is Terraforming Mars Dice. I think it is a good midway spot between the 2 titles. Do I like it or not? Yes, absolutely. Does it fire either title? No, it doesn't fire. I think
it's a great series.
I want all 3. I like all 3. I like how it feels. So Ares Expedition felt home. It felt like home. It felt familiar because of Terraforming Mars. Terraforming Mars Dice similarly feels like home because it doesn't depart from the main thing of Terraforming Mars, the main overall everything. If you're familiar with one, you're going to be familiar with the other 2. By all means, highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's really good.
It might appear on my list.
It is done with Kickstarter, but you can still late pledge it. So if you haven't done so,
do it now.
Yeah, you should.
It is not out. Have we played that on stream yet? We have played this on stream.
Yep.
Yeah. Go check out our video on that.
Bye, Wim.
Never use more than 1 expansion per game on Terraforming Mars. Full game can go fast if everyone knows the game. Here's something else that I recommend for Terraforming Mars. Some people will say that I'm speaking heresy by saying this, but I recommend not drafting. People tell me, what? That's crazy. No, you have to draft. No, you don't have to draft. Drafting makes games feel samey. If she is the Heat Corporation and I am the Plant Corporation, all of the Heat cards that come around are going to go to her. All the Plant cards that come around are going to go to me. And the game is going to feel the same every time you play it.
I also
give me random cards.
The not drafting.
And give me.
I think we are definitely outliers.
Yeah, I think we're outliers. That's why I'm saying maybe if your games are feeling the same, give it a chance. Take your 4 cards. Which of these do you want? The ones you don't want, don't take.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
yeah. Jelvia says we stop drafting on TM games. It speeds it up. It really does. Because I'll sit here for a while and go, which one of these do I want? Which one of these do I want? And I will sit there and think and think and think on this. It's during shutdown, we did it without drafting. It was fine, says Shadow. Maybe we're not as much outliers as what we think.
Or maybe that's why they watch us, because they agree with what we like.
That's why. So I played Terraforming Mars with all the expansions at Dice Tower.
You liked it a lot.
Loved it.
I'm glad
I had not played any of the expansions before. We played with all of them. Everything. We played with Venus. We played it. It was, but I don't care.
I know.
You're not. I will play 5-hour, 7-hour, 10-hour, 12-hour games as I do for Mega Civ. I play day-long games. Doesn't bother me. Am I having fun? Am I engaged in the process the entire time? If the answer is yes, I don't care. I will play one 12-hour game.
I'm happy that you played it. Like, I
love it.
Because he really loves it. And I'm not really a
and you're not into it.
So
because your gaming group in the Northeast played the wheels off of that game.
Oh yeah, everybody played it
a lot.
A lot.
But I can see why. It's a fun game.
I don't like their games. I've played with them. I'm not into them. If I'm going to play, it will be the base game. So that's my
without expansions.
Yeah.
But actually, it probably won't be the base game for you. It'll probably be Ares or Dice.
Now, going forward, it'll be Dice.
Yeah. There you go. Her number 3, Terraforming Mars of the Dice game.
Yes.
My number 2 from Flat Out Games, Fit to Print. Did this just go off of
your birthday?
Oh, it's going to go on Kickstarter on my birthday, and everyone knows my birthday is November 8th. Everybody
knows your birthday. Now they do.
Now you know what my birthday is. So be sure to check out the Kickstarter for Fit to Print. We already have our stream that we did, right? So if you want to know how this plays, go check out our stream. And then you know what to do. Do not wait until the end of the Kickstarter. Go back it as soon as it hits on my birthday, November 8th. And just in case you want to give me a birthday present, I'm on Amazon. Anyway,
happy birthday.
Don't look at my wish list. My wish list is super old. Happy Scorpio Unite. Today is Spiritual Warrior's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
That's right. So, Scorpios, intensely loyal. Isn't that right? But don't cross us.
Oh my goodness.
We'll get you. So, yeah, Jelvia says, don't be like me. You might miss it. Go now and kickstart. Well, not right now. Not till my birthday.
Do the Flat Out website and follow them for updates. But it's going to Kickstarter next Tuesday. We will mention it again once we're back from BGG because I really like it. So, it's a great game.
In Fit to Print, you are putting articles into your newspaper that you are going to publish. Friday's issue is not that big. Saturday's is a little bigger. Sundays is super big. And you are drafting things Galaxy Trucker style. Now, we say Galaxy Trucker style, Takedo style, Small World style. You want to make sure that you guys know, if you guys have heard a game, if we say something like Galaxy Trucker style and you don't know what we're talking about, go right now and look for that game. Galaxy Trucker style, where you are taking face down tiles, seeing if you want it, and if you don't, you give it back. And if you want it, you keep it.
Another thing, Jonathan's like, I haven't played Galaxy Trucker. And
the big 37.
I ask him in the middle of a round of Fit to Print because he's just flipping tiles like this. I'm like,
no, this is not a bad method. Here is
Galaxy Trucker. Oh, no.
He doesn't play Galaxy Trucker. No, stop right now. Play Galaxy. See,
it's a great game.
And that's why we do some of these older games on the stream, because people haven't heard of some of these games. It's like, what is Galaxy Trucker? Are you kidding me? Go play it. Anyway, in Fit to Print, whatever you take goes on your desk and you can't get rid of it, nor can you place it on your paper until you're done drafting. Then, when you say you're done drafting, you are going to lay out everything onto your paper, move into the layout phase. And then, whenever you are ready to print the paper, you say printing or whatever it is that you say, and you take whatever turn marker that you finished. Like if I finish first, I'll take the number 1. If she finishes next, she takes the number 2. Or time runs out, and then you just grab whatever because
Time is only
you're
5
done.
minutes with the
With the easy version, it's
the
5 minutes.
easy
It's
game.
super
It's
fast.
wicked fast. No, I have been getting better though. We played it
Yes.
3 times with nothing,
Yeah.
and then I taught it last night again.
And you get better each time.
I had like 2 minutes to spare.
Now
So I'm
here-
like, okay, I'm getting better at this game.
So here are the rules. You can't put ads next to each other. You cannot put photos next to each other. You cannot put 2 articles of the same type, 2 pinks, 2 greens, 2 blues, next to each other. Here's the other thing. You want your paper to be balanced. You have to have a number of happy faces equal to your number of sad faces. You want to have balanced news. So, if you have too many happy faces or too many sad faces, that's going to be a penalty. Also, you want to have ads. What do ads give you? Do ads give you money? No. Ads will just keep you in business because whoever does not have enough ads at the end of the game, whoever has smallest on the ads figure, they're out. They can't win. So do not ignore ads. For those people who are worried about player elimination, A, the player elimination doesn't happen until the end, and B, don't ignore ads. That's all there is to it. I remember I heard that the person who played in your group was turned off by the fact that she couldn't win because she had not enough ads. Don't ignore ads. There's your fix. Don't ignore the thing that's going to keep your company alive, right? So, who is the same age?
Me.
Oh, yeah, the big 37.
That's me.
That's me too. I'm going to be 30.
No.
No, I'm not going to be 37.
No.
I'm a little older than that. Anyway, Fit to Print also has player powers that if I finished first, I get first choice of the player powers for the next day. And we're all trying to go after these goals. Ultimately, if you like those tile drafting games and layout games, it is definitely something that you will want to check out. Fit to Print from Flat Out. What?
It's so good. It's
Michael, what?
Michael.
Big Data's 37. We're all 37 today.
We all, you mean not you.
Don't judge me. Shano celebrated his 29th annual 37th birthday. That's so awesome. You are not 37. Okay, 36.
Hey, I said I'm the same age in March. I am not 37 yet. Yet. I still have like months.
I am also not 37 yet.
Months. Let's not rush it.
I too am not 37 yet.
I forgot my age for the last 10 years though. Yeah. It's very easy to forget.
Wait till you're in your 40s or 50s. You really forget.
No, I really forget right now.
I'm a 50. What am I? 70, 71, 72.
Math in your head.
I know, that's what I do. It's like, okay, I was born in 69, 70, 71, 72, 22. I'm going to be 53. That's what, that's what I have to do. Not because I'm losing my mind. It's because the years just all blend together. Anyway.
Yeah, I got to math it.
Let's see. Let me guess you've had the gray since you were 2? Yes.
Forever.
Actually, when I was in elementary school, I had brown hair. By the time I graduated high school, I was known as that blonde guy. And I'm like, when did my hair go from brown to blonde? It's because this gray was salting it out, even from that early of an age. So, yeah, I've had.
All right, are we ready to continue on? It's me.
Yes, it's you.
My number 2. Healthy Heart Hospital. I know.
What?
I even surprised Michael with that one.
What? I'm like, where's Healthy Heart Hospital? Oh, it's number what? Number 2? Are you kidding me? You hate hospital games.
Well,
what?
I don't anymore, I guess.
That's a couple of what? That's a couple of hospital games that you have been like, yeah, I like this.
What? What's the other one? There's no other one.
No, we played one recently.
No,
You're
we
like,
did not.
okay, continue.
All right, I guess.
Dice Hospital.
Mm. Dice Hospital ER.
Yes, that's what I said.
The rolling.
That's what I said. It's a hospital game, and you liked it.
It's fine. It's good. We'll play it.
This
is great.
This is it's great.
This is great. This is a push your luck game. It's good. It's really good.
Dan knows Dice Hospital. See? Get her, Dan.
No.
Get her.
No. No, I do like this though. I do. It's great. This does not look like a good game. If I'm judging a book by its cover.
So don't do that.
Don't do that. That's literally literally why I play.
Also, don't judge a game based on the fact, oh, it's victory point. It's going to be some sort of war game. Don't do that.
This is not a war game.
This is not.
I mean, I guess
and it's not even a review game.
You gotta hide the bodies.
It's just that you gotta. Oh, that's something I didn't mention. You gotta hide the bodies. If you kill a patient, it goes in your $0 tombstone. Then your next patient is $1, and then the next one is $3, and the next one is $6, and the next one, yeah, and it keeps going up and up and up. So
it's good. It
is vintage feel. It really is.
Yeah.
But it's got modern mechanics. I really enjoy what it's doing.
Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't higher on your list.
I'll tell you why. AuZtralia, fit to print, and my number one game.
I guess.
It was I said early in October, I said, this is a strong month on the top 10. You know what I'm saying?
You had a stronger month because you got to play
I got to play
Guild of Merchant Explorers,
Gutenberg, Stockpile, Guild.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I didn't have those, but yeah.
Yes.
I like my list even still.
I like your list too. However, I thought this was a really strong month. It was not many games, and they were not all good games, but the top 10 were really solid.
Yeah.
So
really, really like this. It definitely caught me off guard. So
which is good.
I would highly recommend it. This is why I play games.
So that's why you play all the games too.
Try.
Even games with spiders, zombies, and hospitals.
I don't like hospitals.
No, but you play them.
I know. Here we are.
Here we are. We're here at number 2.
Number 2.
I thought it might be on your top 10. I didn't think it would come close to your top 3.
No.
Here it is, number 2.
Number 2.
Healthy Out Hospital. Time for my number 1.
Your number 1.
You guys know what this is.
Obviously.
Go ahead and say it.
Terraforming Mars Dice.
Terraforming Mars Dice game.
Obviously.
There should be no question.
Nah.
It's fairly easy to figure out.
Yep.
It is fantastic. Yeah. It is.
Oh, there's the sound.
I love Terraforming Mars stuff. I've got Terraforming Mars on the computer. I'll like Steph has seen me do this. I'll grab the laptop and I will play a game of Terraforming Mars against the computer just for grins while we're watching a movie or something. And it's just comfortable for me. So I like the mechanics. I like what it does. And it feels like Terraforming Mars. Don't even think about it. Just go ahead and back it.
Do it.
Late pledge it now.
It's a nice game.
Yeah.
It's really nice. So I like it.
Sounded like your dentures fell out of your mouth. I'm not sure whether the denture. You know, all these are my teeth. Hopefully they stay another 10, 20 years.
That'd be nice. No.
Yes.
Out. All right, my number 1.
Shavas.
Let's bring this to a close.
Number 1.
Fit to print.
It's fit to print.
I love this so much.
Back it.
I loved it so much. It is super different. With the same, like we said, it's Galaxy Trucker, but this is very quick. You play 3 rounds really fast.
Super quick.
I love the challenge of having to put all the tiles on your desk first, because you're like, well, what do I need? I feel like I need this. I'm just gonna grab another couple of them. And then you're left with all these things, and I'm like, why didn't I pull any of this size tile? And oh my god, what my paper? Oh man, it is.
Okay, so
Oh,
this is the funny part. You look at your Friday paper. It goes 10 squares across by like 20 squares down. And you're thinking, okay, fill 200 spaces. All right, great. That's a 1x4 piece. That's four. That's
kind of.
hold on. This is a 3x12, 3x4, which is 12 more. I still need another 186. And you do this, and you do this, and you're like, oh yeah, I can do this.
Oh.
By the first 4 tiles, I was like, holy crap, I need to get going on this. I mean, it's like, plus you have to balance your pinks with your reds, with your greens with your blues. Some of your pictures might go good with pink and greens, but if you do only pink and greens, you're gonna have a problem putting it on your paper. Plus, the size matters.
Yes.
You might not have the right sizes. Plus, the happy and sad matters. You might have too many happy articles or too many sad. Plus, you don't want to miss the ads. So you've got another thing to consider.
You don't want empty white space.
Plus, you don't want empty white space. Plus, you don't want huge things. Plus, you don't want too many small things.
Oh yeah, there's so
What
much.
do you do? What do you do?
I was just impressed that one
It's so good.
of the rounds that we played, I managed to fill the board completely.
You did.
And I was like,
You did have stuff on your desk, but you didn't care. You didn't care. If you have too many tiles, you can use them the following day, but it's minus points for everything you can't place on your paper.
So you don't want to
because
take
you're
too
delaying
much.
the news.
You don't want to take too much, but
yes, the Kickstarter isn't up. You were correct.
Yeah,
My birthday.
It's really great. It's a really, really nice game. I am very happy with it. You can add in an extra module, which we haven't done, which gives you more rules. And I'm like, okay, it's not many more rules. It's just more things to think about. You're like, I'm already
So many things to think about.
You about so much, but I guess if you play a lot, like if we played more, we could add it in.
We're getting better.
We're getting better.
We're getting better. But you think, oh, it's going to be easy to calculate out how much. But no, it's not. It's not easy.
I'm fairly certain that we played extra black. Fairly certain. Fairly certain.
You didn't blog about it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I haven't been blogging for the entire time that I've known you. There were like a year or two that I didn't blog, so it's probably in that time.
I thought you blogged since birth.
Nope.
Nope.
So this will be up, November 8th on Kickstarter. Be sure to follow it and back it when you get the chance. Bid to print is fantastic.
So, reviewing our list really quickly. My number 10, Ghost Love Candy 2. Number 9, Guild of Merchant Explorers. Number 8, Stockpile. Number 7, Gutenberg. Number 6, Lacrimosa. Number 5, Consumption, Food, and Choices. Number 4, Healthy Heart Hospital. Number 3, AuZtralia. Number 2, Fit to Print. Number 1, Terraforming Mars, the dice game.
My number 10, Gnomopolis. And number 9, Birdwatcher. Number 8, Lacrimosa. Number 7, Movie Mind. Number 6, The Split. Number 5, World Exchangers. Number 4, Village Rails. Number 3, Terraforming Mars, the dice game. Number 2, Healthy Heart Hospital. And number 1, Fit to Print.
Very nice.
I know.
It was a good month of games.
It was good. And we had a solid mix between us.
Yeah, I think so. None that were on the same line, which is really weird. And actually, not that many crossovers. Fit to Print, Terraforming Mars, Healthy Heart, and Lacrimosa. That's the only
exactly. We had
the only mix, the only splits.
I know.
Which that's interesting.
Yeah.
One of mine barely missed your list. One of yours barely missed my list.
Exactly.
So, and Gnomopolis also barely missed.
I think my number 11 was Longboard, which was a new Knizia game, which is a cute card game, which I liked a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly, all of these titles definitely worth checking out. Do
it.
That's why we bring them to you.
Hopefully, November we'll have a lot of great games because we're going to be
GGCon.
There's room for a lot of opportunity to play.
Yeah, I was looking at the games in the hot game room, and we've played half of them, but we haven't played the other half. So
exactly. So we got that, and we also got some new games here that I'm looking forward to trying out, like in the Fall of the Mountain King, and Oak. I'm very excited to try Oak. I've heard great things about it, so I anticipate that will make the list.
We have lots of games on the pile, and looking forward to obviously trying them all. So be sure to catch us at the start of December, where we will bring you the top 10 games in November.
We might have Dan here. Dan, you're gonna have to come up with a top 10 list.
DanCon
for DanCon. So
yeah. And we'll put his games right in the middle right here.
Sure.
Because Dan will be right here.
All right. Well, we'll be back next month with more top 10 of our games, and we'll be back with a lot more playthroughs as well next. So
stick with us.
Yes, we'll be right back.